Hey Collective, welcome back. I hope you're having a good day today. So this one's going to be how to know your relationship is over. There is a kind of loneliness that has nothing to do with being alone. It is the kind that sneaks in when you are sitting right beside the one you love, yet everything about them feels miles away. It is the distance that grows, the silence that stretches, the cord between souls you can feel unraveling. You see, love is not about the way two people move through the motions of life. It is not about duty, habit, or bodies just occupying the same space. No. Love is about presence. How two souls meet in the middle. How they feel each other, see each other, breathe each other in. It's the way their eyes light up when you enter a room. The weight of their attention when you speak. The way they reach for your hand without thinking, without hesitation. That is a love that is alive, a love that is present. But when presence turns into absence, when the warmth fades into cold, when the eyes that once looked into you look past you, something has shifted, and you know it. You can feel it in your spirit. Though you try to ignore it, try to justify it, try to fit yourself into whatever space they still offer. The truth is a thing that does not bend, and the truth is, if you feel alone while standing right next to them, you already are. You'll notice it in the little things first. The way the laughter has dulled, the way the conversations are all surface level and feel forced, the way you show interest but they nod, and their mind is elsewhere. You share your dreams, your joy, your worries, but the response is hollow, as if they are simply waiting for their turn to speak. And oh, how you try to fix it. You convince yourself it's just a phase, that life is busy, and this quiet rhythm of life is normal. So you pour more of yourself into them, hoping that if you try more, love harder, or become more, then maybe they will return to you. But love, true love, does not need to be chased. Affection should never need to be earned. And if you find yourself grasping for connection, for attention, for something that once came so freely, that is the moment you need to pause and ask yourself this very important question. Am I holding on to someone who has already let go of me? Because when presence feels like absence, love has already slipped away. It doesn't always leave in a storm. Sometimes it drifts, soft and slow. Or vanishes in the quiet spaces, in all the things left unsaid. In the conversations where nothing was resolved and accountability was never taken. In the touch that no longer comforts. And that, friends, is a whole other kind of heartbreak. The kind where you weren't abandoned outright. Instead, left behind in all the ways that matter. But know this. You were not made to live in a love that feels like waiting. Love is not a test of endurance, not a performance, not a battle you must fight alone. Love is meant to be given, not rationed. It's supposed to hold you, not leave you wondering if you are still wanted. So if you are with someone and you feel invisible, if you are speaking and feel unheard, if you are reaching and feel untouched, then it is time to listen to the voice inside you, the one that is whispering, urging, pleading for you to see what you already know, that it's time to go. What I have learned is, love that has left the room does not return just because you stay. And staying in a place where love has gone is not loyalty. It is self-abandonment. Letting go doesn't mean you have lost them. It means you are finally choosing yourself. Silence can be peaceful, comforting, the kind that settles between two people who understand each other so well. Words are not always needed. But there is another kind of silence. The heavy kind. The kind that suffocates. The kind that is dense like a thick fog. The kind that is used against you. That kind is the loudest of all. You know it when you hear it. It is in the way you ask and get no answer. The way small talk replaces deep, soul-tying conversations. In the texts that are read, but not replied to. There was a time when you could talk for hours about nothing and everything all at once. Now, even the simplest words feel forced. As if each sentence is carefully measured to avoid breaking what is already fragile. When silence meets silence, the truth can no longer be denied. What was once filled with love, with life, with energy, has faded into going through the motions, and that speaks volumes. Silence is not just the absence of words, it is the absence of effort. The absence of care. The absence of wanting to understand, to connect. It is the slow pulling away of someone who no longer feels the need to share their thoughts with you. It is the unspoken confession that something is missing, something is lost, something is ending. Love does not die with a dramatic goodbye. It dies in silence. When "how was your day" turns into nothing at all. In the night spent in the same room but staring at two separate screens. Lost in two separate worlds. Sometimes love slips away so gently, you don't even notice it's gone. Until all that remains is silence. We're not meant to sit in silence. We're not meant for a love that leaves us guessing, wondering if we're still wanted, still needed, still loved. We deserve a love that speaks, that listens, that wants to know the thoughts inside our heads and the dreams in our hearts. We deserve a love that reaches for us, not expects us to chase. So, if you are living in a love that no longer speaks to you, no longer builds with you, no longer breathes life into you, then listen to what the silence is trying to tell you. Because I have learned, silence is never empty. It is full of answers, full of truth, full of everything words are too afraid to say. And when love has nothing left to say, that is when it's time to say goodbye. Love is supposed to lift you, to make the light that already exists in you shine brighter. It is supposed to see you, all of you, and accept you fully. Not in pieces, not conditionally, not in ways that make you question your own worth. Love should never ask you to shrink, to feel small, to fold yourself into origami, or to silence your voice just to make someone else comfortable. But let me ask you this. How often have you done just that? How often do we twist and turn, bend and break, just to fit into a space that was never meant for us? It happens so subtly that we don't even notice. A quiet sacrifice there, a small compromise there, You give up little things, your opinions, your wants, your peace. You start to watch your words, soften your edges, dim your glow. All in the name of love, in the hope that if you are smaller, easier, quieter, then maybe, just maybe, you will be enough. But love is not earned through self-erasure. Love should never demand you become less so someone else can feel like more. And yet, there you are, carrying the weight of a love, of a life that should have been light. There you are, holding back your passion, your power, your truth, because you were somehow meant to believe too much of you is something to fear. Know this. Love should never ask you to apologize for existing. It should never silence you when you have something to say. It would never clip your wings and ask you not to fly because they can't come with you. Love stands beside you, never above you. It encourages you. It celebrates you. It allows you to be big, bold, and loud. So if the love you are in makes you feel like a shadow of a person that you used to be, well then, friends, that is not love. It's control. It is insecurity wrapped in the illusion of care. It is a cage built of quiet dismissals, soft words, and rules unspoken but deeply understood. That kind of love keeps you second-guessing, teaches you to be careful, turns you into someone you no longer recognize. But I'll ask you, who were you before you believed love had to be survival? Who were you before you started walking on eggshells? Before you learned to silence your own needs? Before you figured out the only person you could rely on was yourself? Because that person, that brilliant, vibrant, unapologetic, whole person is still in you. And you owe it to yourself to set them free. So remember this. If a love dims your shine, it is not love. If a love requires you to shrink, it is not love. And if a love asks you to choose between being yourself and being loved, then the choice has already been made. Because true love would never ask you to choose at all. So stand up straight, take up space, speak your truth. Be everything you know you are meant to be, and don't apologize for shit. And if that love can't handle every single piece of you, then let it go. Because love, real love, does not make you shatter into pieces. It makes you whole. This has been your Wednesday Word. Until next time, friends, keep healing. See ya.